Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And we have quite the crew here this morning. It is great to see all of you guys. So, good morning, Grant. Good morning, Dennis, Dan. Dan, safe travels. I know that you are heading back to Omaha. So, once again, this show will be going interstate. But it's safe travels from Hartsfield, Jackson. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Lauren, Shauna, Brenda, Jean. It is good to see you. Yes, hey, Waleed is here. Good morning, Waleed. Always good to see you too. We are here once again to go through one of my I am cards and to say nice things about ourselves and to really take control of our internal narrative. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. I have another all new card for you today, and I'm pretty excited about getting this. Getting this these cards completed. Just want to keep accountable to y'all. So I have another 64 of them that need to be that I need to provide some visual imagery for, down from like 86 yesterday. So I'm actually doing fantastic at moving forward on that project. Once I get all of these cards done, I'm actually going to curate them into some sets, and then I'm going to set up a Kickstarter to basically get them all printed and sent out. So really excited about that. That is moving forward. Sean is asking how my new position is going. Quite well. I have managed to get through my first day without getting fired. So go me. Yeah, I did really well at it, and got to meet some people with C in the front of their position title yesterday, and that was actually super cool. So I got to make some positive impressions on people who are important in the organization that I now seek to serve. Anyways, we're going to continue through our I am deck today, and I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. What we're going to do is we're going to say together, "I am that affirmation." We're going to say it, we're going to write it down, and we're going to affirm it in each other. So as we do that, I want to say thank you to you guys for commenting, for sharing, for just liking this broadcast, because you make it bigger, you make it better, and you are the ones who really help it find new audiences. So thank you for that. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to it by saying that today I am unique. I am unique. My experiences bring a distinct perspective. So I am unique. My experiences bring a distinct perspective. Are you unique? You are unique. Your experiences bring a distinct perspective. And I am writing that down. And Grant beat me to it today. Good job, Grant. Writing that down. I am unique. You are unique too. We are unique people, and our experiences bring a distinct perspective. Each and every one of us is a unique individual. We all have our own perspective. And it's so easy to lose sight of that. In today's social media world, where we are all surrounded by echo chambers, where social media serves us up things that they know we're going to agree with so that we keep on scrolling, or things that it knows are going to make us angry so that we comment on it. It's very easy to lose sight of the fact that each and every one of us has a distinct perspective. My life is different than your life. Nobody has lived my life. Nobody has lived your life either, except you. And so as we go through our unique lives, we have to understand that our perspectives have value. They have value because nobody else has them. We can see things that nobody else here can see. And each and every one of us has that incredible value. So we are unique, and our experiences really do bring a distinct perspective. That perspective is valuable to other people. And what it really does is it allows us to reach people that nobody else can reach. There are people, there's an audience for the Wake Up Call with Maui Paul. There's an audience for this, and you're in it. But there are plenty of people who refuse to watch this. I actually was talking to somebody who is a good friend of mine, who I like a lot, and he likes me. And I said, or he was saying to me, he said, "I can't watch the Wake Up Call because there's just too much positivity too early in the morning. I can't handle it." And I said, "That is totally okay." I said, "You can watch it later." And he's like, "No," he's like, it's not really my speed, but I appreciate that you do it, and I appreciate that he said, I appreciate that other people can really get a benefit out of it. I'm just not your target market. And I said, I totally get that, man. I totally understand. And so there are people who can be reached by this show. There are also plenty of people who can't be. And yet I watched this same person connect with other folks who I think to myself are a lot more, who probably also aren't necessarily the target market for this show. And they all connect with each other and they all encourage each other. And I watch them have healthy interactions with each other. And so it would be, it would be hubristic of me to think that I am the solution for everybody. I'm not. I can reach the people that I can. But there are plenty of people that I can reach or that I can't reach that you can. So in that little Venn diagram, that middle part of the Venn diagram, there are the people who I can reach but you can't reach, or the people that you can reach that I can't reach. And it's because of our experiences. It's because of our perspectives. It's because of the way that we've lived, the way that we've grown and developed. I was mentioning before about how social media creates these echo chambers for us to live in, and just how we can sometimes lose sight of the fact that we're in an echo chamber, because literally everything that's being served to us on the internet is being tailored to our individual interests and needs, and the information that our social media platforms know about us in order to serve us the things that they know we're going to click on, that they know we're a sucker for. And I know this. I mean, I've disabled my Facebook feed because every time that I see my Facebook feed, it's really good. It's so good that I will lose an hour in there and be like, where did that go? And so because because our social media knows so much about us and is so good, and I recognize it's really good at getting me to scroll hole. Because I recognize that, I understand that, that that's what it's fantastic at. Oh, thanks, Shauna. She's a sucker for me. But because I understand that, I understand the power that it has, and I understand the ability that it has to really place us into a position where we have this artificial idea that everybody around us agrees with us, and that everybody is getting the same information and consequently should have the same perspective. And I see it all the time. I see it in politics, and I see it in even such things that are relatively inconsequential. Like various fandoms. I see this, and so we have to understand that we are all unique and that we all have a distinct perspective, and that just because we are being fed information that consistently confirms our biases, that doesn't mean that ours is the only perspective. We get this idea because of technology that we live in this homogenous society where everybody thinks the same thing, and that the only people who don't think what we think they must be completely stupid. And that's not the case at all. Each and every one of us has our own unique life. There are dreams that exist inside of our hearts that nobody else can bring into reality, that only we have. And so consequently, only we can bring them to life. Only we can do it. There are people who only we can reach. And so this card is our invitation to do that, to recognize our uniqueness, to recognize our the perspectives that we bring, to recognize that there are people that need us, people that will only be reached by us, people who can only really understand and connect with us. And so as we improve our own internal monologues, as we continue to really make our own lives better through thinking better thoughts, having better actions, having better outcomes, as we do that, we get to serve the people around us better. And I am just really excited to be a catalyst for that. And I know that you guys are catalysts for that too, because I know a lot of you personally. And in fact, I think I know everybody on this broadcast personally right now. But typically I know everybody or a lot of the folks on this broadcast personally, and I watch the way that we all interact. I watch I watch the way that the effect that we have on others, and it is an honor, it's a privilege, and it's a responsibility, because when we become the thought leaders that we are, and let me tell you, anybody who takes intentional control over their thoughts is a thought leader. As we become and develop into these thought leaders, other people will follow us. And when that happens, we become responsible for the a lot of the ways that they choose to be. So responsible doesn't mean that we have that we are required to do anything. The word responsible is in the word response able. We are able to respond, and that right there is both a privilege and also a grave responsibility. So we have we are unique people. We and our experiences bring a distinct perspective. So let's just recognize that today, and let's recognize that there are folks that only we can reach, and there are people that only we can love, and there are people who are only capable of receiving a message that we have from us. There's lots of people in this world that I won't accept a message from because their experiences are so different from mine that we have no way to connect. But each and every one of us has the ability to connect with the people around us in a deep and meaningful way. And it's a different group of people for all of us. I can connect with you in a deep and meaningful way because you watch this broadcast. And I can connect more deeply with the folks who actually come by and watch it live and have a conversation with me. And, I can connect also with the people who watch the show and don't comment, or watch the show and there's about 200 people who watch this broadcast every day that I have no idea who they are. And sometimes they reveal themselves to me in conversation, and I say, hey, leave a comment so I know you're there. And but there's a lot of people who watch this show. I have no idea who they are. But when I find out who they are, it's so fun, because then I'm like, oh, now I understand why we've been able to connect for so long, because we're on the same wavelength. So we are unique people. Let's see what you guys had to say. I know that you're traveling today, Dan, so safe travels from Hartsfield, Jackson. I know that you are off to Omaha, and you are going to bring a distinct perspective because you are traveling to a geographically different location. People tend to think the same wherever we live. And so you have this wonderful ability. Everybody who travels, I know Lauren goes from state to state too. I know Robert does as well. But everybody who travels has the ability to bring our perspective to a different place, and in doing so, make this world a more empathetic place. Let's see here. Gosh, there's a lot of comments. Janet says, so much truth for me. I eagerly embrace my authenticity. Authenticity is my superpower. It is your superpower, Janet. And let me tell you, you are a very authentic person. In fact, as I will say repeatedly, you are the person who gave me the original deck of I Am cards that I used as a model to create this one that we're looking at right now. Brenda Jean says, my phone automatically pull up unicorn when she typed UNI. That's great. You want to talk about unique? Unicorns are pretty unique too. Mythical creatures, just like you are, Brenda Jean. Let's see here. Brenda Jean also a really pro tip here. She customizes her Facebook feed. She says, I customize my Facebook feed to show me things that are good for me and that I am passionate about. I don't just let Facebook serve me up things that it thinks I should say, right? So many people on Facebook are just sharing. They're sharing. They're not really producing anything original. I know my Facebook feed, before I completely turned it off, was curated, and the only people that I would follow were people who actually were out living life and people who had a greater ratio of original content to shared content. There's a lot of folks who just hit the share button, hit the share button, hit the share button. And that's a great thing to do when we're amplifying a message that we love and agree with. But I also like to know the people who are, I like to know who you really are. I like to connect with people who are really putting their lives out there. Let's see. Janet says, I'm unique and I leave space for others to be unique around me, right? Because we all are unique. And as we express our uniqueness, we do it well when we also give the people around us the space to be themselves too, and love them and support them in that and in their journey. Shauna affirms that for Jan. And let's see here. Jan also says, and also, I don't have a message worth sharing unless I'm in alignment with myself. That's a fact. We have to know we need to know who we are before we are able to really share that message with others. So I want to say thank you guys so much for coming by to the wake up call today. I am going to get ready for another day over at my new position. I'm pretty excited about that. It starts in about an hour and 45 minutes. I do like having a job that I don't have to go to until 11 a.m. That's great. But let's go out. Let's support others with our uniqueness, and let's just continue to make the world and remake the world in our own image. So thank you guys all for being here. I will talk to you tomorrow at 9 a.m. And I am just really excited to complete the next 64 cards and to get them printed out, to get a Kickstarter going for them, so that we can really expand this message even more. So as that comes up, I'll be letting you guys know what you can do to help out, to really expand this stuff. Until then, I love you. I appreciate you. And I am grateful that you came by here to be with me today. Aloha from paradise.